Good afternoon, good morning, greetings, my pre-algebra crew. Today we're talking about lesson 4 of chapter 10 or unit 10, compare populations. So when we talk about populations, we're going to be looking specifically at box plots and double box plots and line plots and double line plots. So here's a box plot. Looks like I have some handwriting here, better get rid of that. Okay, the box plots are nice because they're divided into the quartiles, which we were talking about with the measures of variation. Quartile 1 is here, quartile 2, quartile 3, and quartile 4. And the upper limit, right, here's your median, here's Q1, here's Q3. Min and max are easy to find, so you can find the range and the interquartile range real quick. Okay, so when you're talking about comparing these things, you want to look at one measure of center and one measure of variation. So here we did medians, right? So the science class is a higher median. And we did interquartile range, and the math class is more varied. Okay, so when you're talking about it, you're looking at those basic things. Okay, so let's take a look here. Right off the bat, I see that the electronics world has a higher median than the bargain basement. It also has a longer range. Interquartile ranges are about the same, so I'm going to go with the range here. Electronics world has a higher median value and a higher range, so it's more varied. Okay, median at 70, median at 60, range at 45, range at 30. Now, line plots, right? We talked about that the other day. You have symmetrical and asymmetrical. These are symmetrical because it's like a mirror. And we can tell Springfield is lower than Lake City. Other than that, it's identical. They have the same MED. They have the same IQR, the same range. The only thing different is the median. So here we have two asymmetrical line plots. What is going on with my pen tool? There we go. So we got Pedro and Annika. Now, I don't want to go with the mode because that would be too high and too low. So I'm going to look for the median again, or you could look for mean if you feel like doing that. But as you do median, you kind of cross off your way in to there, to there, to here, to here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So it's in between here. So 35.5. It's in between those two. Down here, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, this median is 32. So now Annika has a lower median than Pedro by about 3.5. And then once again, you could go and find the IQR. Find the quartiles first. So going this way now. This way now. Okay, so here's Q3. And then Q1 is going to be here. I just know from looking at the data. So it has an IQR 4. Going this way. Whoops, we already did that. Where was the median here? Okay, so I was started doing all this all wrong. I got confused. Okay, here's Q1. And then just looking at this data, let's see here. So it's here. It's going to be halfway between, so it'd be 36.5 because there's 8 data points on this side. So it's easy to find. Okay, so that has an IQR of 2.5. Okay, so we know that Annika is a little more spread out than Pedro, which you could probably tell just from looking at it. And but Pedro has a higher median value. Now, if you have one or the other, right, here's symmetric, here's asymmetric, you do the same basic thing. With box moisture plots, I always go with median and IQR range. Notice there's an outlier here, so be careful of that. That's not included in our range, but it is just a data point. You need to keep it on there. So here your medians are a difference of 20, 50 to 70, and the range is huge, 80 versus 40, and the IQR would be 15 versus 10. So we know that Treetop Tours has more variance. It also has a higher median price. And that's it for this. If you have any questions, see me in class, message me on Canvas or email. Do whatever it takes to dominate this lesson.